is Andrew.
This is my vehicle with the flat tire.
He's going to be filming for now.
Not that I don't know how to change a flat tire, it's just that someone needs to film.
Yeah.
And you're better at this stuff than I am.
What's funny is my Jeep has a full-sized jack.
Yeah.
Like a fix-it flat and like anything you'll need. I have the cure for cancer in that thing.
I would keep that one to yourself.
So what we're going to do for the viewers is teach you how to change a tire. So,
okay.
Alright, so come down here.
All right.
This is a crappy old jack that's provided with pretty much every car these days. The thing that you mate up with a part on your frame, which is right here, usually designated by like two little divots or a symbol. Right there.
And you want to make sure that this does not go through the floor of your vehicle.
Yes, that's rule number one. Don't destroy your vehicle. So now we have to find...
Maybe it's in this tool bag?
What tool bag? Oh, alright, so rule number 2 for changing a tire, don't be an idiot.
That's rule number 1 for most things in life.
This is your tire iron, it's pretty small.
You've dealt with small things before, it's no big deal.
Hey man, that's my middle name. 2 parts, this is tire iron, but it's also kind of like a lever thing. Put the tapered end in after you hook it in and you can spin it, you know, using leverage and all that. To start it off, I'm just going to use this and spin it like that. Probably can just use my hand actually.
What's rule number 3? Are you getting to it?
I'll have to figure that out first.
Okay.
We're all learning together. Alright, so now that I'm getting some actual motion upwards, hook this in. Oh, actually, something I remember from what my buddy David told me. Loosen the nuts before you lift the car up, because if you do it while the car's up, you can mess up the transmission and stuff or something like that. So that's a good thing to know.
David knows a lot about vehicles.
David is basically a mechanic. So first we have to get the hubcap off. 4-nut wheel here.
What's the standard, 5, correct?
Yeah, usually 5.
And I remember you take them off in a different way if it's a 5, and you tighten them in a specific pattern if it's a 5.
Well, in here you still want to do it opposite. At least for tightening. I honestly don't know if there's any use to doing it that way. Reverse. Rule number 3 is don't be a bitch.
That's another good rule. Really, you can apply that to most life. I think all of life really boils down to changing a tire.
Really. Alright, so the bolts are loosened. So yeah, basically the science behind loosening them first is putting that kind of tension on this axle will damage the transmission because it's not moving, so putting that force on it can damage it. That's what...
That makes sense.
Yeah. So glad I remembered that because I forgot. I wouldn't use one of these jacks if I had another, if that makes sense. Try to avoid using jacks like these because they kind of suck, and it's better to use jack stands in case the car falls down on your face. You just want to get the car high enough so that it's off the ground, the tire's off the ground. And since this is a smaller tire, it won't have to be even that high, most likely. So, we'll see. Make sure you don't lose your lug nuts.
Always got to keep track of your lug nuts.
Yeah. Also, if, say, you're taking these nuts off and it suddenly becomes tighter than before, it's most likely because the tire or the wheel itself shifted. It's kind of locking that lug nut up. So you can kind of push against it and then, there we go.
We were just complaining about not having anything to film.
Yeah, that's a fix-it flat's not going to fix that.
And I run over this baby.
So,
looks like a handle from a seatbelt almost.
I don't know. But we're going to place it over here. Actually, one thing I learned from Chris Fix on YouTube, probably the...
Oh, that's brilliant.
The most well-known mechanic on YouTube, probably one of the coolest.
Yeah.
Is place the tire under the car that you've jacked up. In this case, it doesn't really matter that much because I'm not working under the car that much, but still just a good little tip for future. Okay. Mother.
Yeah.
So the reason we tighten these in a star pattern or going opposite, because you can't really make a star with 4. It's because if you tighten one all the way down, it's going to have that effect that I described just a couple minutes ago. So if you tighten one all the way down, it's going to kind of flex to one side, and then it won't get perfect alignment, and it'll kind of screw up.
She's still looking there.
So usually you want to tighten nuts by hand, and then once you get enough resistance that you can't tighten anymore, go to your tool. Okay, so I'm just making sure it's aligned on that vertical plane. So I'll just start wherever I want, really, and just kind of go like a quarter turn all the way around, just maintain evenness. Considering Walmart service department might be closed, might have to rock on this for a little longer than we anticipated. So I'm just going to make sure everything's tight real quick. Tight, 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 tight. Ooh, another tip I saw.
Yeah.
You do this and then you spin it. Spin the wheel.
Huh.
And it'll tighten up. So it's a pretty cool little tip that David's, I think grandma actually taught him. What's funny is I worked on 2 cars today and screwed up these pants twice. I've washed these pants twice today.
Huh.
But hey, happens to the best of us,
Life happens.
It's worth it.
I do appreciate the help.
Oh, no problem, broski. Make sure nothing valuable is under the car. Good to go. No cats. Well, I'm more of a dog person, but
Yeah, I thought you said valuable.
Damn it. I don't know if I just suck at this or
The tool
designed
probably sucks.
incorrectly.
Yeah.
Good thing you have a spare. Just think, maybe this would have happened to my Jeep. I would have been very pissed. So my Grand Cherokee had a pretty detrimental malfunction. I don't know that much about cars. I just learned from YouTube and like Google and David. Anyway, so it just screwed up while I was gone at work for 2 weeks. So I haven't had a car for like a week. I had to go to my drill with no vehicle, so I had to get picked up, and in the morning at like 3 a.m.
Not a great time to be
Not a great time.
talking to some, yeah.
Okay, so now that it's not actually picking or pushing against the car, I can use my hand. It'll be quicker. Anyway, so I just got it fixed. I had to spend like $200 on a part, like $130 on a part, and then I spent like another $100 on next day shipping because I'm impatient.
Right.
And then I had to buy a new battery because the battery was just completely dead from trying to start it so much before I got the part. So I would have been irritated if I had to buy a new tire, because I just replaced the tires too. Just brand new tires. Okay, so this is chronicle number 1 of our adventures. See you next time.
Goodbye.